About though, let me think, $2.5 million. That's not a bad birthday present. $2,225,000, because that is the prize for figuring out a new eternity puzzle. And this morning, we'll cross to London to meet the inventor and try and find out how it works. Or 10 a.m. We'll be crossing to London. This is an amazing story. We find out about a puzzle you can try to solve and win $2 million if you do. Cross to London to meet the creator of a new game that could win you more than $2 million if you were the first person to complete it.
It's all about the money. It's all about the dum dum da da dum dum. I don't think it's funny.
Welcome back to Mornings. Well, in the winter months, it can be fun to take on a puzzle or two, a bit of a board game. But a new study reveals solving puzzles really helps keep us young, our mind young. I tell you, here's a great incentive, though, to curl up in front of the fire with a bit of a puzzle. $2 million. This is a new game, Eternity 2, that offers that. We have the British creator, Christopher Monckton, joining us from London. Good morning, Christopher. Welcome.
Good day, Australia. Hello, Kerri-Anne.
And also in our studio, Brendan Owen, who's a bit of an Aussie puzzle master. Hi, Brendan.
Hi, Kerri.
Christopher, let's start with you. You first devised Eternity 1 about 8 years ago and offered a prize of, $1 million for this. Where did the idea come from?
Well, I was thinking very hard one day about a very obscure corner of mathematics which nobody had previously really explored, and I saw an opportunity to create a puzzle with only about 200 pieces, which would still be so difficult that it would take years for anyone in the world to find a solution. And I thought, well, if I can make it that difficult but with only a few pieces, same sort of number of pieces as an ordinary jigsaw, I could offer a very big prize as an incentive to people to buy my puzzle. So I came up with a £1 million sterling prize. We put the puzzle on the market in 1999. It went straight to the top of the bestseller list. We sold more of that puzzle, Eternity it was called, in the first month in the UK than any other game or puzzle at its price point before or since. It's still a record breaker. In Australia, it became Puzzle of the Year.
Wow. And now you've got Eternity 2. If you had a computer try and solve this puzzle, how long would it take the computer to solve it?
Well, of course, you can try with a computer, but if you're a mathematician or if you're a computer boffin, as soon as you see this puzzle, you're going to realise that that's not going to get you anywhere. Because we've calculated that if you join together 10 million of the world's fastest computers, and let's call them 10 times faster than any computer that's out there now, and you did what's called distributed computing, with everybody joining in using the power of their personal computer when it's not being used for anything else over the internet, then it would still take from here to the end of the universe, and in that time those computers might not find the solution. That's how difficult this puzzle is if you just try to do it by trial and error.
I'm not even starting on this one.
And if you try to use any mathematical tricks, you can't.
Now, Brendan, as I said, is with me. Now, puzzle number 1 8 years ago, you almost solved this, Brendan. How tough?
It was very tough. Like, I probably got about 200 of the pieces placed. But that might seem like a lot, but the last few pieces are the killer. They're the really hard ones to actually place, because you've got such few options to fill in that last little space that it becomes extremely hard, and that's what makes these type of puzzles very hard.
Well, now this is Eternity 2. Yes. You're having a go.
Yes, definitely.
Because this is, what, $2 million?
Yes, I enjoy the challenge, and the money would be fantastic.
So how much time?
So, Brendan, just to reassure me, how far are you getting with it?
I've only just had a look at the actual puzzle this morning, and I've worked out of all different options. So you've got the different types of borders on each of those pieces, each of these pieces here,
yes.
And it depends on how many different types of those borders there are. And my program at home that I've been, randomly generating these types of puzzles, if there's about 25 borders, different types of borders, just distributed entire over the puzzle, my program can spend about an hour solving it. But like you said, if the number of borders you have becomes less and less, it becomes harder and harder. And if there's probably about 16 different types of borders, it just becomes extremely hard.
Because you see, Christopher, I don't think this puzzle's even out in Australia till the weekend.
No, I've only just seen it this morning.
No, it isn't. That's right, it isn't out anywhere till the weekend. We're launching it here in London at Hamleys, the greatest toy shop in the world, on Friday. And in Australia, I think it'll be on sale before it's on sale here, because you're the right side of the date line.
Wow. Listen, I also understand you were a policy advisor for Margaret Thatcher some years ago, and you, in fact, gave her this puzzle. Now, she's a pretty bright woman. How did she go?
Well, the first one I gave her, in fact, was a 12-piece sample puzzle, which I'd made up in silver, beautifully polished silver in a presentation case, and I gave it to her when I said farewell to her after 4 years working for her in her policy unit at number 10. And she was fascinated by this. And I heard nothing more for a couple of years, and then her private office got in touch in quite a panic, and they said, look, Dennis can't do it, she can't do it, and more embarrassingly, we can't do it either. Please send the solution, because we can't get the silver pieces back in the box. So when I sent her the Eternity puzzle, I didn't expect her to be the one who would solve that particular puzzle. Of course, she did solve many other puzzles for Britain at that time.
Indeed. Listen, Christopher, we will have to leave you. So much to talk about. Hey, but well done. You've set the world a challenge with a big prize. But Christopher Monckton from London, thank you for your time this morning. Good morning.
Well, good morning and good luck, Australia.
Indeed. And Brendan, I'm just going to sort of say, go for it. Good luck. Let us know how you're going.
All right, thank you very much, Kerri-Anne.